Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In today's session, I'm going to cover API Gateway and Spring Boot. And this session, I'm going to cover a very high level topic. So without get delay, let's get started. So all we know, the Spring Boot supports various design patterns to resolve few problems in microservices. And the one of the design patterns API Gateway, like it's a kind of design pattern and how this API Gateway works. Let's see the API Gateway definition first. The API Gateway is a server. It's a single entry point into a system. API Gateway encapsulates the internal system architecture. It provides an API that is tailored to each client. It also has other responsibilities such as authentication, monitoring, load balancing, caching, request shaping, and managing static responsible handling. Okay, these are the features. And in Java-based application like Spring Boot, we have a different ways to implement API gateway. So let's see what are those. So here are the different way to implement an API gateway for Spring Boot project. Azure, Spring Cloud Gateway, Kong, Amazon API Gateway. So Azure, as we know, is a reverse proxy that can be used to route requests from different microservices, and it also have features like security logging and other features. And Spring Cloud Gateway, it's a more lightweighted and flexible alternative to Azure. And Spring Cloud Gateway can be used to route a request to different microservice. This also will support security, logging, and other features. Kong is an open source API gateway and that can be used with Spring Boot. Kong is more powerful and flexible API gateway that can be used to route requests to different microservice. And this also helps allow us to support like security logging and other features. And Amazon API Gateway, it's a cloud-based API gateway that can be used with a Spring Boot, and it's fully managed service that can be used to route requests with two different microservices. And this also supports logging, security, and other features, right? So these are the ways we can introduce API gateway in our application. So let's say without API gateway, what is the problem and how this API gateway is resolving our problem. So I have given on a flow diagram which help us to understand better. So in the right side, I'm giving with API gateway implementation. Left side is without API gateway implementation. Think over the scenario. I have a client, so I need to access different microservices. So all the microservices, all the APIs, right? It should contains the host, port, and the endpoint, right? These details need to be provided in the request. So, so think of the scenario. I have four different microservices running in my environment. So if I try to access catalog service, so I used to have localhost 8081 catalog API URL to access the resource, right? So the same way for shopping, its port is different 8082. So this way, your the configuring the URL will create more problem, and the developer face some complexity to do this kind of coding, right? So uh, to resolve this, what we have here is we are implementing API gateway. So the API gateway provides the unified URL where you can just provide the URL, the same host, the same port in all the request area, and this will do the service routing in the API gateway and get the appropriate resource. So right here in this right side, I have two different clients. One is web and mobile based, and both are hitting the same gateway and with a unified URL. And once it reaches the API gateway maintains all the instance detail. I mean, based on the service ID where the service is running. So that kind of information will be maintained in the API gateway. So once you hit this endpoint, it will based on the service ID, it will try to route the respective microservices and process the data and get the response. So the responsibility of API gateway, it routes the request to the appropriate microservices. So let's see with other workflow diagram which has all the other features. So I can also have security authentication, other features like static content router, load balancer like that. So it will like not only for routing a URL, it allows other features also load balancing, and load balancing I'm planning to cover in a different session. So that is more very good topic, and these are the features that supports API gateway. So let's see what are the advantages and disadvantages in API gateway. The most important advantages of API gateway is that it encapsulates the internal structure of the application rather than invoking the specific service. The client directly talks to the API gateway, and it reduces the number of round trips between client and application. It simplifies the client code, and it reduces coding efficient effective effects, makes the application more efficient and decrease errors all at the same time. It provides each kind of client with a specific API. And disadvantage, it requires routing rules, and there is a possibility of single point of failure and risk of complexity due to all the API rules are in one place. So comparatively, compared to advantages, we have very less number of disadvantages. That is fine. And I'm also planning to show one quick project where I've implemented API gateway. So let's go with form.xml. So in this I'm not going to demo it. I'm going to cover in a different session. So I'm going to cover detail how this API gateway will work. But here I'm going to show you what is required to introduce or implement API gateway in your project. Okay, I've implemented the Spring Cloud API gateway. So we need to add the starter dependency. So cloud start gateway dependency, and in the property files you need to specify, like say I have got two different services. One is customer service, one is the payment service. Um, so these two services I'm going to route accordingly. Like I'm going to have the predicates pattern where my path contains customer and then star star. Then any of this URL contains like this, it will route to this customer service. And for same thing for payment service as well. So if I go here and if I try to open here the customer service, and this customer service is running in 8092 port, and this other one payment service is running in 9092. Sorry, is running in 908092. So I have two different service. So this what it does, whenever there is a request from client, it will try to map it and it will process accordingly. Okay, so that client will receive a response with the respective microservice. Okay, friends. For today, like I want to give the code walkthrough kind of thing, and in some of other video, like I'll cover or I'll plan for a small demo. And also one more important thing. So we need to have this Eureka client, Eureka server, basically. So the Eureka server, you know, right? Service discovery. So it helps us to maintain the service which are running in the running or registered in the microservice environment, so that it is easily to find the microservice ID, and with the ID it will try to check the available service and process the uh, request. So friends, I hope this sessions give you some high level understanding about API gateway. In upcoming session I'll try to cover some demo on this API gateway part. So until then, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel for more great content. I post new videos every frequent, so you don't want to miss out. Thank you.